മേനിയും തേടി പിടി തേടി പിടിത്തതെണ്ടും കയ്യും മെയ്യും എന്നേക്കും വാഴ്കവേ തേടി വാഴ്ക വാഴ്ക നമ്മുടെ.
So I am so excited to have you in studio here today, Ryle. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Of course, I know who you are, but some of our audience members may not know, so give us a little context.
All right. Well, my name is Rael, and I am one of the characters in the novel The God of Small Things.
Yes, and we are honored to have you, Ryle. I know you flew from far away to make it across here today, and we appreciate that.
I'm honored to be here.
Great. Alrighty, so let's jump right in. Tell us, I want to know about your experience inside of a family welcoming Sophie Ball. I know I read some a bit about the anxiety that you experienced, and there's some other feelings that you had towards that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I definitely just envy how the people of Kerala just glorify this girl. Like how just everyone's just like out to like she's a goddess or something, and just people would just be like, oh, what would Sophie Mole do about this situation, or what kind of music does Sophie Mole like, or just everyone loves her, and just when I'm around, it's just different. Like I just feel like I'm not treated the same, treated to the same extent as she is, or just because probably I just feel like I just am muddier than she is, and her skin is definitely just clear and seems more flawless.
So when you say mud, you refer to skin tone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's something I remembered reading in terms of your perspective. Yeah, I could see how that as a child could be it could be tough on a child, having someone coming into your territory where you are accustomed having your needs met and getting the attention, and here she comes and everybody is, oh, this Sophie Mole, this. So I could see that must have been really, really tough on you.
Yes.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, tell us one more thing. Tell us about your brother. I want to know a little about your identity, about, I know y'all were separated for a lot of your childhood, but it seems as though you're really attached to him still. It seems as though that you guys, it's almost as though you can't exist without him. Tell us a little about that.
Well, Esta is my brother, of course. Let's see, I really feel that I am not living unless Esta is just around me. He is pretty much my other half, and of course he's my twin. I just feel like we need to be together, and growing up, we did go through a lot of difficulties and experience a lot of just terrifying things that happen in our lives.
Yeah. And
to just cope with that in our later, when we met back together, to cope with that, we definitely just, this is the hard part now, sorry. Okay, well, I just, to sum it all up in words, is pretty hard for me to just come out and say it, but just to heal our wounds from our past. Everyone knows that, of course, we did have some sexual
intercourse.
Right, to just heal our wounds. And it. I mean, a lot of people may not be happy with that, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And
Tell us a little about your work and your article.
Well, I am the author of Complicity and Resistance, Women in Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things, and it is a critical analysis on Amu's character in the story.
Hello, Amu. So I am very excited to have you here today for this interview. I clearly know who you are, but some of us audience members may not know who you are. So can you tell us a bit about yourself? Tell us where you're from. Tell us a little bit about your life. Just, yeah, give us a spiel.
I'm Amu from Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. I'm from a place in India called Kerala.
Nice.
I grew up in a traditional Indian family in Kerala, and I was married. I had 2 children, twins, Rahel and Estha. I got a divorce, and I've just been living on my own since then, trying to make my way.
Wow. And even that is groundbreaking. I mean, for a woman in Indian society to be living in her own and making her own way. I heard a little about about you wanting to start your own school. Tell us about that.
Well, it's always been my dream since I've been educated to educate others around me, other women around me. Maybe work in the UN someday. But the thing about women in Kerala is you can be educated, but not always elevated. So although I'm allowed an education, I'm not allowed higher positions in government or in the state or positions of power because of my gender.
So then how exactly do you use the education?
Really, I don't.
Because, yeah, so how, I know, so I read the book and I'm a huge Arundhati Roy fan, and I really appreciate your character in the book. And I remember you mentioning to your kids about wanting to start the school, and so was that just a dream spasm? Was that your reality? I know it may seem a little harsh to put it like that, but I know that's a reality for a lot of women in Indian society, where they think, okay, yes, I'm going to do this in somehow, and then it's just a dream spasm. So
I think it's a dream spasm for most women. I mean, once you're educated, you become aware of your state, sort of your situation in the world around you. So the more educated I've become, the more I've learned what my role in society is, and that role isn't really to be stepped out of.
So in telling your kids these things, it was a matter of trying to create hope for them, was it? Would
Sure,
you say that? Yeah?
I have a daughter, so maybe if I instill in her a little bit of my thoughts,
I see.
The next generation might have a little bit more room.
That's good, leaving a legacy. That's good. Alrighty, so tell us a little about just the whole concept of the new woman in Indian society. What are your feelings about that?
Well,
Specifically in Keralan society, because I know you had some dreams and...
okay. I don't, as of right now, my place in society, I don't feel like there is room for a new woman. I'm trying to push those boundaries. I'm educated, I'm divorced, I'm independent. I'm making my own choices and doing what I want, and I think that there's some real consequences to that. So I don't feel like there's a lot of room for the new woman in Kerala.
So you are aware of these consequences. So explain to us, what were you thinking about in terms of getting into a relationship with Velutha? Like, he was of a lower caste of you. You knew that there were big risks involved, like the government does not tolerate just caste relationships, and furthermore just interactions. What were you thinking entering into a relationship with him?
Okay, what I was thinking when I decided to involve myself with Velutha well, I decided to sort of succumb to my own desires, to make my own decisions and to take control of my physical body as a woman. And so it is these small things that I value, life and love, and being able to love who I want to love, when I want to love them, and how much.
That's intense and beautiful at the same time, because I mean the author, just the name of the book, The God of Small Things, and these are the things that she was alluding to, just pushing those boundaries and someone finding love in a caste that was lower than her. And yeah, that was intense, and that was honorable of you to carry that out in spite of knowing the circumstances and consequences of that.
Amu is a character in this story that represents a rebel in defiance. She pushes the boundaries, she challenges social norms, and she's just a very passionate character. Okay, I feel as though you would better understand my outlook on the relationship between Velutha and Amu if I read directly from my articles. So, the decisions to physically embrace Velutha is a forbidden cross-caste liaison of radical significance. Amu is penalized for choosing, and this brings on a mental and physical change for Amu. Although she dies a physical death, she is first mentally liberated.
Tell me a little about just how you see the patriarchal system.
Well, I feel like the patriarchal system is looked at in a positive light by society. I have a father figure who is taking care of his family, being the head of the family, offering security and comfort for their home, much like society viewed my father. But how I view them is I'm able to see, this father bear and mother bear figure as father meeting mother bear. Everyone in our community and in all of our surroundings found my father to be honorable, but behind closed doors, he was beating my mother and mentally tormenting me. So I feel like it's looked at in a really good way, but on the inside, if you're in the inside of it and you're able to feel the effects of it, it's just a destructive thing. It's not something you want to be a part of, I think, as a woman.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, great. It was great having you today. Is there anything you want to close with? Any just closing thoughts, some greater insights about your character that you'd like to share with our audience for today?
I think that my life and through my death, hopefully people will be able to recognize the resistance that I represent for Quran women.
Very strong statement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amu. Great having you.